Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In today's video I want to talk about every film that I watched this year, give a rating on them, give my thoughts, and just really discuss everything I've watched. Why? Well, every other film YouTuber appears to have done that, and because I want to be a film YouTuber, I guess I sort of have to as well. So, first off this year, on the 2nd of January, I watched Kill Your Friends starring Nicholas Hoult. If I had to give that a rating, probably 3 out of 5 stars. It was alright, I enjoyed it for what it was, although towards the end I did get a little bored. Then, big break, on the 12th of February, I watched Uncharted, which also 3 out of 5. It's a decent adaptation of the films, although I feel like they should have left some of the key moments out, because they could have done more movies, but it feels like they were just meshing those first 3 films together to make one, so yeah. Then we skip ahead a bit. I didn't watch anything till March, and on the 4th of March, I watched The Batman opening night, packed theatre, brilliant experience. If I had to give it a rating, probably 4.5 out of 5. I enjoyed it, and I think Paul Dano's performance really sells it, which is why I give it such a high rating. Very good superhero movie, although I do feel it went on just a teeny tiny bit too long. I mean, nearly 3 hours long. It doesn't need to be that long. Then, on the 7th of April, I watched Morbius. And if I had to give that a rating, half a star, genuinely. I know all the memes of like, oh, Morbius sweet, Morbius is so brilliant. That film is fucking terrible. Do not watch it. Then, on the 8th of April, I watched Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I give that a 3.5 out of 5. It's enjoyable for what it is. I mean, it's a superhero movie. I didn't have high expectations. But I enjoyed it, you know? And that teaser of Shadow at the end makes me very excited for Sonic the Hedgehog 3. And generally, you know, this one combined with the first one, that franchise is looking to be pretty good. And I think the third installment will be great. The 9th of May, I watched Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. 3 out of 5 in my opinion. See, I wanted to give it 2.5. It's dead average in terms of MCU, but all of the cameos really made it for me, so 3 out of 5. I mean, seeing John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic. Then, on the 8th of July, I watched Minions Rise of Gru. Yeah, quite a big jump from fucking May to July. But yeah, I watched that. It was a pretty decently filled theatre. Obviously, I was in the Minion suit. You can watch that video on the channel if you want. Weirdly, a lot of adults there, which I do bring up in my video. But, you know, I enjoyed that. I'm not going to give a big review for this. If you really want to know my thoughts on it, you can go watch my video where I talk about it literally like an hour after watching it. Then, on the 14th of July, I watched The Imitation Game, film starring Benedict Cumberbatch about Alan Turing. Honestly, really good. Obviously, I watched it for computer science, so it was kind of required viewing for that, but I found myself enjoying it. Yeah, very good film. Then, on the 14th of July, so literally right as I came home from watching Imitation Game, I watched Bohemian Rhapsody. Two biopics back to back. I don't know why, I was just in the mood. Enjoyed that. Teensy bit too long. The ending with the Live Aid performance, truly beautiful. Very good. Rami Malek as Freddie Mercury is very nice. That's not even Rami Malek, that's fucking Borat. Okay, that might come off as racist. Fuck. Let's just move on before I do something inappropriate. On the 15th of July, so the very next day, I watched Lightyear, which I give a 3.5 out of 5. Pretty decent. I feel like it carries the lore of the Toy Story films pretty well. I have a very in-depth review on my Letterboxd if you want to see me drone on about it for paragraphs and paragraphs and paragraphs. Then, on the 16th of July, I watched Jigsaw. Yeah, I had a very packed month in July, clearly. I give that 4 out of 5. 3 out of 5? No, I'm reading the wrong rating. 3 out of 5. Jigsaw was alright. It's pretty mid in terms of Saw films. In terms of horror films itself, again, still pretty mid, so Jigsaw was eh. Then, on the 18th of August, I watched Nina Forever, a film starring Fiona O'Shaughnessy, where she is a zombie who comes back to haunt her ex-boyfriend, and she's naked throughout the whole thing. And guess why I watched it? Aside from the obvious fact as to why I watched it, really good film. It's short, it gets to the point, it's comedic, you know, it's good. I enjoyed it. And obviously I got to see naked Fiona O'Shaughnessy. Jessica Hyde from Utopia is naked in this film. Is very nice. That's the second Borat reference. Come on, man. Let's just move on. Fight Club. I watched that on the 4th of September, on the flight home from my holiday. Very bad film to watch on a flight. There's literally a plane crash scene, so that probably wasn't the best idea for me, but 5 out of 5 nonetheless. Fucking brilliant film. I think it's in my top 4 on my Letterboxd. I love that. The twist in that is amazing. I think I've watched it about 10 times since then in the last couple months. Such a good film. Then, on the 10th of September, I went out with my mate Connor, CG 2006, for my birthday, and we went and watched SpiderMan No Way Home, the extended edition. It's like the more fun stuff edition or something. Honestly, 3.5 out of 5. I was very excited for this. I fucking love SpiderMan No Way Home. I had it as my favourite movie for 2021, and I was very hyped. I was like, okay, we're going to get more of this. And the content we got in that extended version just was not serviceable. It was a bunch of fucking school scenes which I did not care about, and I don't think there was anything to do with all 3 Spideys that was new. So I was actually really let down by that. Nonetheless, it was nice to go see it with Connor again, especially because we watched the original one opening night, so it was cool to have that experience again. Although it had worn off a little for me because I think I watched No Way Home like 10 times in cinemas when it first came out. That was a very... I did not buy any Christmas presents that year because I spent all my money on tickets to Spider-Man No Way Home. Then, on the 28th of September, I went and watched Bullet Train, a 5 out of 5 film. Fucking fantastic. I only watched this because of Brad Pitt and Aaron Taylor-Johnson. I love those two. And 5 out of 5, very much enjoyed it. I think the comedy between Tangerine and Orange... Was it Orange? I'm having a stroke. The comedy between Brian Tyree Henry and Aaron Taylor-Johnson's characters, very good. Brad Pitt is great. Yeah, love that film. 5 out of 5. Then, on the 28th of October, I watched Halloween Ends. Pretty mid-film in the Halloween franchise, not only in the current timeline, but just in general. I didn't like seeing Michael Myers not be Michael Myers throughout most of the film. Obviously, if I'm remembering correctly, he does come back at the end, but that doesn't change that he's not Michael Myers throughout most of the film. So yeah, pretty mid-film for me. Then, on the 24th of November, I watched Whiplash. A 5 out of 5 film for me. Fucking fantastic. Amazing. Miles Teller and J.K. Simmons are amazing in that film. The tension is just up there. Like, no film can have me on the edge of the seat, basically, the whole thing. And I fucking loved it. Speaking of films that had me on the edge of my seat, basically, the whole way, the next film I watched was The Menu on the 2nd of December, which, again, 5 out of 5, starring Nicholas Hoult. It was truly beautiful. The kills were great. The tension built up amazingly. Genuinely, if you want a thriller that is a slow burn and keeps you on your toes, The Menu is definitely it. I love it, man. Probably going to be my favourite film of the year. I'm not sure. Then, on the 3rd of December, so literally like right after watching The Menu, because I watched this film at like 1 in the morning on the 3rd of December, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Roderick Rules, the animated one. I give this a 0.5 out of 5. It's worse than the original Diary of a Wimpy Kid animated one. There's no point in seeing it. No point at all. Don't even bother wasting your time with it. Just go watch the original from like 2009. Then, the final film I watched this year was on the 26th of December, and it was Weird, the Al Yankovic story. And I just got to say, this made me love Weird Al Yankovic even more. I had listened to some of his stuff before the movie, and I enjoyed it. Watching this, I've had Weird Al non-stop in my head for like the last week because of it. This film is great as a biopic with a comedy element thrown in. If you want something that's stylistic, well, not really stylistic, but comedy and biopic, informational but enjoyable, Weird Al's definitely the film to go with. But yeah, that was everything I watched this year. My mouth is very fucking dry. Hope you did enjoy this video. I'm gonna go get a glass of water. See you later. Goodbye.